investors are a bit disappointed with the way the margins have, crunched down this time. But you did mention that some of your costs have gone up for your near completion projects. Just take us through whether these costs will recur in the quarters to come, and what could be the average margins for the next couple of quarters?
I think this year this quarter we have reported a consolidated PAT margin of 10%, and which is in line with what has happened in the previous quarters. And I don't see it either going up substantially or going down substantially. Okay, the EBITDA margins have taken a little bit of a change only because we had one project which we are doing in Chennai where we had some cost overruns, and that got booked in this quarter. And I think going forward, the business that we are in, we could always have some savings in some project, or there could always be some additional thing, but I don't think there'll be any major blip for us to really get worried about.
Okay, morning Mr. Razack. But optically the operating margins from 24% year ago to about less than 13% this quarter looks like it's something seminal. What can you climb back to at all in terms of an average for the year in terms of operating margins?
No, I think the operating margin will come back to the same thing. It's just because we had to pick up that entire additional cost for one particular project which is getting closed out. And so that's the reason why that difference happened. And but if you look at it, in spite of it, because we've clocked in higher revenues and higher turnover, fortunately the PAT margin is exactly the same. So maybe if that hadn't happened, maybe my PAT margins would have been higher. So like you said, it's optically a different story, but the business that we are in, these contingencies have to be looked into.
Okay. This quarter operationally was also weak because you didn't have any new launches. Going forward in the second and third quarter, what are the new launches that we can look forward to, which could perhaps help you improve your sales bookings?
Yeah, see, this quarter we just didn't have a launch because most of our major projects, whether it was in Kochi or Chennai, did not happen. The approvals did not happen, and so we did not have a launch at all. But the good news is that in this quarter we launched a very large project called Prestige Song of the South, which is off Bannerghatta Road in Bangalore South, and that has done extremely well. And that's a pretty large project of 2,000 plus homes, and we've got a good response. So this will help us to get back to the numbers that we are used to quarter on quarter. And as a strategy also, I believe it is good to sometimes not have too many launches at one go, because that will help us consolidate, help us concentrate on completions, and also sell the existing inventory that is there on the table. So for that way, I think we did pretty well, just selling off the stock that we had in the existing projects, and still clocking the numbers that we did, which I feel it's fairly substantial, and we are pretty pleased about it. So it's worked out well for us, though, like you said, the numbers look very different if you compare it quarter on quarter.
You stick with your guidance, therefore, of 5,750 to 6,000 crores?
I believe that we should be able to reach it without any problems, because we are looking at markets like Kochi, Chennai.